What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Nike Zones to look at. The Nike Zone Protro, this is the Kobe 6, this is the Grinch colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely leave those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So, this sneaker was one of those sneakers that was actually, I don't know. I've never really been like a fan of Kobe Bryant sneakers. But this particular colorway, for some reason, it always stood out to me. The materials and everything that they actually use on this particular sneaker are excellent. It's just that at the end of the day, as far as like, design, Kobe sneakers never really did it for me like how Jordan brand does, or like, even most other releases from other basketball players from Nike. But nevertheless, I mean, it was a pretty solid release. Now, with this particular sneaker, they did actually go with this all black base here. Now, with this gloss finish on the top, you do actually have what's supposed to be the sword, and you do have Kobe Bryant's signature. And then pretty much throughout the entire box, there is like no really like branding other than here on the box, on the top of the box lid here, there is like, a glossy black Nike swoosh. But the box label actually reads Kobe 6 Protro. The colorway reads green apple, black, volt, and crimson. So when you do open the box, you are met with this pretty much like, standard white tissue paper, like, with most sneakers. And then from there, you just met with, the actual sneaker itself. So like, nothing like special inside the box, any add-ons or anything like that. This was just one of those releases because it was, because like it was a situation where it was like, kind of patterned after, Mr. Grinch from, Dr. Seuss's Christmas special. But nevertheless, again, like for me, it was just like the materials. It was just, I don't know, something about the colorway, like this hit a vault going across, like, like the tongue itself. Like, for me, it just makes this, the shoe pop. But there you go, Kobe 6 Protro Grinch. So let's take a look at the right sneaker, like always. So for the most part on the lateral side, like this is pretty much an overall build of most Kobe 6s. Now I know there were like a few features on this one that was a little bit different. I will highlight those throughout, the duration of the video. You are met with this black Nike swoosh here, and it is kind of like, it looks as if it was like, spray painted on or something like that. The entire upper of the sneaker, it is made of this, just like a regular mesh material, but it is kind of like these little, I guess like plastic, if you will. It's like some sort of like synthetic material that does give it like this reptilian effect. Pretty much it's supposed to be snake skin. Going towards the back of the sneaker, you do have this hit of, it's like, like this sour apple green and this patent leather, and then there's this plastic black tab here, and it does have Kobe's signature on the back, and I'll show that to you later on in the video. But you are met with this midsole. Now the midsole does have like, a few different variations of green, and you do have like, this Air Zone branding going towards the heel itself. More of that sour apple color going towards the toe box of the sneaker itself. The toe box, pretty much what you would expect from like, most not Air Jordan, but Kobe Bryant 6s. I'm just used to doing Jordan videos. But it is like, more of that Volt sour green, like, going through the toe here. And it is kind of like a gradient effect coming from like the center going towards the right and the left side of the sneaker. It kind of goes from like, that yellow vault to that dark sour apple green going towards like, the midsole area here. Now the tongue itself It is like, you know, in that yellow vault color there, and the flat laces do match it. Now underneath this mesh material was kind of like, I mean, it's all mesh, but they do have like, you know, these honeycomb shaped rings going through like the tongue of the sneaker itself. So at the bottom, then up at the top of the sneaker, you do have more of that mesh material for the song, and it does have the Kobe Bryant logo right there in that crimson red color. The inner portion of the tongue itself is in that sour apple green, so it just kind of transcends from, you know, the vault yellow to like, you know, the sour apple green, and then it actually pretty much similar on the medial side of the sneaker. So you have more of that snake skin going from the tongue of the sneaker. It does transcends from the yellow mesh, not the yellow mesh, but yellow vault to the sour apple green, and you do have another black airbrush swoosh, and then, you know, you do have more of those hits there. Now one thing, or that sour apple green. Now one thing that I did want to press on, like this area here, like where the midsole actually meets the top portion of the sneaker, you do have like this solid strip of that vault yellow on both sides of the sneaker. So for the most part, pretty solid sneaker in my opinion. I mean, it does fit comfortable and everything, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. We'll get into that. Going towards the back of the sneaker itself, you do have that plastic tab there, more of that sour apple colored patent leather, and then you do have Kobe Bryant's logo in that crimson red going towards the back. Going toward the actual sole of the sneaker, so it is predominantly this sour apple, vault, yellow, green, whatever you want to call it. It's up here toward the top. Then going toward the bottom is that sour apple green. They do have the red Kobe Bryant logo going toward the heel of the sneaker. Now in the mid portion, there is this black carbon fiber material here. It does kind of, I guess if you want, like how like it puts you in a mind frame like the Air Jordan 11, same carbon fiber material. And then like this here, I guess it's supposed to be like a snake eye for some reason. I mean, I know they call them Mamba, but I guess they was just kind of just going with that whole Mamba mentality thing, just kind of just overselling it. And then you do have this verbiage here. It says Venom something. I can't really make it out right now. The light's kind of like in the way, but nevertheless, pretty solid sneaker. And they do give you one extra lace option, which is like, you know, this crimson red here. And I know like a lot of people do tend to favor this actual lace over the vault yellow laces. That's actually like, you know, the default laces that do come with the sneaker. But me personally, I'm going with these here. Yeah, but if I was actually to rate this sneaker, man, like I feel like it was the concept for me. It wasn't really so much as the design of the sneaker itself. Again, I've never really been like a fan of Kobe Bryant sneakers, but I felt like this one was a dope one to add to the collection just because, like I said, of the thing. So if I was to rate this one, just because, I don't know, like the hype beast in me maybe wants to, like, you know, kind of rank this a little bit high, but I would definitely give this one a 10 out of 10, because I mean it is, it's a dope sneaker, comfortable, like, you know, it's just real comfortable as far as like, you know, how it fit and kind of like, you know, hugs and to your the insoles here. Like it's a situation where like they actually do kind of like mold and form to like your foot. So the sneaker itself is really comfortable. So whether if it's a situation, if you're just gonna rock these, you know, like just, you know, for everyday use or whatever the case, or even if you did decide to play basketball in them, you're going to be like really comfortable. And like, to me, that's important because it seems like nowadays we do actually get these sneakers that are supposed to be basketball sneakers per se, and you get out there on the court with them and it's like they're not comfortable at all. Like it's like you make them for casual use just to kind of wear versus, you know, actually making them for basketball sneakers. But this is actually the ones that I felt like, you know, the technology that they actually put into the sneaker is actually really comfortable, and it's going to actually provide provide like, you know, some sort of like, you know, comfortability when you're actually on the basketball court. So definitely want to give this one a 10 out of 10, man. As far as like, you know, sizing on the sneaker, it does fit true to size for me. It fits just like a regular, like you know, whatever is true to size for you, I would definitely recommend going with that. It's not one of those sneakers where I feel like, you know, you need extra room in the toe or anything like that. So I don't recommend going a size up or down or anything like that. It actually fits real well, and it does like form almost to like, you know, the shape of your foot. So like when it's things like that that you incorporate with the style of the sneaker and everything, like to me, that kind of, you know, adds more value to the sneaker. But nevertheless, man, that's pretty much all that I have to say about this particular sneaker. Again, I want to definitely take the time to thank you guys for always tuning in. I definitely want to give a shout out to the vendor who actually supplied me with the sneaker for review here on the channel. So like this pair was actually gifted to me, so thank you guys. But definitely stay engaged with me on all of my social media platform channels. You can reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we get up out of here, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a 360, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a B-roll. But yeah, there you go, Kobe 6 Grinch. So there's your front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right sneaker, the lateral side of the left sneaker. There's your bottom. There's your medial side. And then, there you go. There's the rear. So again, I thank you guys for taking the time to tune in with me today, but until next time, see you later.